sideline route, had distanced himself just enough from Anthony Mott to make that catch, but hit him right between the numbers, and Georgia's denied a chance to get any points at all, and out comes the punter, Dax Langley. Albert saying, no way, guys. No way, Georgia, guys.
Langley kicking for the third time today. Hit it straight up the chute.
Oh,
that might be one of the shortest punts in recent memory. 11 yards.
It's really shocking how poorly Georgia is playing today. Nothing, absolutely nothing is working for the Bulldogs, and the Gators are just playing at their normal high level that has led them to the #3 ranking in the country and a domination of the Eastern Division of the Southeastern Conference.
Florida leads 21-0.
What quarter is it?
Still the first.
Still the first quarter. Wow.
24 seconds left in the first quarter. Terry Jackson has checked in, and the Gators have to use their third and final timeout of the first half.
What was Ray Goff was really screaming from the sideline. He was really concerned. Georgia had 11 men on the field. I don't know. Maybe he thought they were using too much time and the officials weren't calling it on him.
There's Terry Jackson, who got hurt early in the game against Auburn 2 weeks ago. Injured his shoulder.
Yeah, David, you didn't have a chance to be with us at Auburn, but on the very first passing effort to Terry Jackson, he extended to catch the ball and hit the turf, and luckily for us, he didn't separate his shoulder, but he certainly hurt it, and nice to see him back on the field there.
Look at that three-headed tailback monster for the Gators. They have gotten the job done between the three of them to the tune of almost 1,000 yards through 6 weeks of the season. Steve Babick on the sideline. What have you got, Steve?
Well, number 22, Terry Jackson, did a very good job in rehab with Mike Wasik and the staff and worked hard for 2 weeks. In fact, he was proclaimed very close to 100% healthy for this game. So, you know, you guys are right. When you have the options of a Fred Taylor, Eli Williams, and Terry Jackson to go to, that makes your options offensively so much more varied, and I know they're happy to have Terry back in the game. We'll see how he does between the tackles. Maybe Fred and Eli weren't finding the holes. Let's see if Terry Jackson does.
Breeze blowing from left to right as you look at the stadium. So the Gators are moving with the wind at their back in the first period. The wind really has not been much of a factor, though, so far in the game. I don't believe that any of the 3 touchdowns were affected by this 20-mile-an-hour wind.
It's definitely at the Gators' back right now, that breeze.
Well, no one covers University of Florida sports like Sports Channel. Catch exciting live Gator volleyball action this Tuesday night, October 31st, 7 p.m. Florida Gators take on the Florida State Seminoles, only on Sports Channel. Check local listings for Sports Channel coverage in your area. Larry Vitale and Steve Babick calling the action between the Lady Gators and the Seminoles of Florida State. Steve Spurrier is happy about everything except having used all 3 timeouts in the first 15 minutes of the game. Orful threw into a crowd that time, and Hilliard trying to one-hand it but couldn't pull it in.
Georgia with excellent coverage in center field right there as Hilliard on the post route. Really, Orful was trying to zip the ball in there before the safety, Buster Owens, could get over and make the hit.
Doring is split to the left. Hilliard and Anthony to the right. Orful throwing. The man is there. It is Hilliard. Ike Hilliard slips on the wet turf as he tries to cut back to the inside at the 22-yard line. We had lots of rain yesterday and until about 10 o'clock this morning. Beautiful day as it turns out, but I think the wet turf slowed him down there.
Georgia in a 2-deep coverage, and it gets split right there. beautiful effort by Ike Hilliard, and he makes the cut to the sideline. Then he tries to make that second cut. There you see him split the two safeties. Just Warfel with the bullet right on target. And because of the wet conditions from the all-night rain, he's denied the chance to get even closer to the goal line.
But it is another big play by Florida. The Gators lead by 3 touchdowns, and they threaten to score again when the second quarter begins from Athens. Tonight's game has also been brought to you by AT&T Wireless, providing the products and services from the most trusted name in communications, and Citco, the sign of quality. Bulldogs defense scrambling in this first half of the game against a high-powered Florida Gators. They have surrendered 21 points, but we're not given much of a break when Florida scored 2 touchdowns off fumbles. Dogs defense ranking very high throughout all of the SEC categories, only giving up 17.6 points a game, and already the Gators have 21 points in the first quarter today.
Florida coming in here a 24-point favorite. Many people said, hey, that can't be right, but wow, the way they've started. A lot of football yet to be played. You see Joe Kynes just unbelievably with the arms crossed along the sideline. Steve Spurrier very relaxed on his side, as well he should be.
But the concern for Georgia has got to be that they have had trouble scoring points since early in the season, since the injuries really hit about the second, third week. They scored 42 in their first game, 27 in their second, 40 in their third, then have not scored more than 20 points in any of their remaining games. Steve Spurrier just almost unbeatable in the Southeastern Conference, 40-6 against SEC opponents. Gators threaten to score again as the second quarter begins. Warfel can't use a timeout. He's already burned 3. Chris Doering grabs another.
Good gracious. Good gracious.
There is a flag down, so let's hold it. And this one will be brought back.
Well, Georgia's only rushing 3 linemen. I don't know that they needed to hold anybody up front. Georgia trying to cover 5 Gator wide receivers, not 4, 5 in that alignment. You see referee Bill Goss there saying, hey, we had holding up front. But once again, you find that.
Let's see if we can spot it up front, Jim. Must be Mo Collins up at the top of your screen.
Well, Mo Collins gets hung up with his arm out on the right side. That's Donnie Young battling right there. Got a little bit of jersey. Yeah, I guess he was looking at Donnie Young, who grabbed a little bit of jersey right there. But, uh-oh, what is this formation? Look at this thing.
Oh, we've got a strange one. We got 3 receivers. Jason Odom is lined up on the left side out wide. And the ball goes, I think, to Terry Jackson up the middle.
I've seen that in the parks and playgrounds, but not in the Southeastern Conference. Jason Odom was flanked to the left there.
Yes, he was.
Of course, he wasn't an eligible receiver.
Pretty sure I saw him out there.
Yeah, so it looks like an arena football formation. You know, Jason Odom did look a bit thinner. Anytime an offensive lineman gets flanked out, all of a sudden he gets a bit leaner. Yeah,
looks lean and mean.
Yeah.
Is that the same formation the Gators used in the SEC championship game last year?
I think it was. It couldn't have been much different if it was a bit different.
As Spurrier calls it, the Emery and Henry shift. So they got it from Emery and Henry. Pass is caught by Hilliard at the 20-yard line, and that'll be good for a Florida first down.
No, they're actually, David, I think it's another 10, isn't it? Or is it?
Yeah, you're right. It's at the 20. They got to go inside the 15.
It was 24 to go because of the penalties, and they picked up, I guess, about 14 or 15. So Ike Hilliard says, hey, I can pick up another first down if you get me the ball. I've already got 92 yards in total.
Georgia is stacked up on the line of scrimmage. This must be tempting for Danny Wuerffel to take a look at the end zone maybe. Oh, quick hitter, Vidal Anthony, and he is not going to get a first down, I do not believe.
Yeah, Georgia decides to go against that 5 wide receiver set with a, well, they faked the blitz. They actually wound up just sending the 3 guys. They forced Florida to go to the short receiver because they had to get rid of the ball quickly, they thought, because they anticipated the blitz. Spurrier not thinking field goal right here. He's going to go for the first down.
Well, the Gators field goal kicker, Bart Edmiston, has only attempted 4 all year. So on 4th down, the Gators will go for it. They need 2. Jackson going to try and sweep for it. Jackson's got the first down, out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
David, I don't know about you, but initially I didn't think he was going to turn that corner. It looked like Georgia was pushing upfield pretty good at the top of your screen right there. You can see Georgia get a little penetration fighting upfield right there, but Terry Jackson just gets outside of number 28, Brandon Tolbert, and is able to turn the corner a little bit.
Jerome Evans did a good job leading the way for Jackson. Now these numbers include today's game. In the red zone, that is inside the 20-yard line, the Gators have touchdowns 31 out of 39 times. Jackson wrestled down by the linebacker, Whit Marshall. Leading tackler in the Bulldog defense, a senior from Atlanta.
Yeah, we talked about him also, David, leading the whole conference in tackles. This kid's so active, so aggressive, an inside linebacker, having an outstanding career-ending senior season here at Georgia. The draw, the favorite running play of the fun and gun offense, but there's Marshall stepping up quickly as he's supposed to do to shut down the run.
Gators line Jerome Evans, the fullback, wide to the left. And Wuerffel has to get rid of the ball deep into the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown. And there he is again. Wait a minute. There's a flag down. Doring made a great catch in the corner of the end zone. There's a flag down deep back there in the end zone.
Yeah, I think the guy standing on the end line says Doring might have stepped out of bounds with his left foot before he came back into the corner to make the catch. They're looking around right now discussing it, but I didn't see any pushing and shoving, any interference type of things back there.
Well, looks like another touchdown's coming back. All right, I think the call is that Doring was out of bounds and then came back inbounds and made the catch. So it is 3rd down, and you rule that. I think you just look at it as an incomplete pass, Jim.
Yeah, just a loss of down, come back.
3rd and goal from the 11.
So it's 3rd and goal now at the 11-yard line. So he says, we'll just throw it again to the same guy. And I don't see any flags this time. So Doring now has 3 touchdown catches today, and we're early in the 2nd quarter. He is having a career for many receivers in one afternoon, in one half.
Poor Corey Johnson. This time he's matched up with Doring, David, and Doring so quickly on the little post just runs away from Corey Johnson, and Wuerffel looked to him all the way. He cannot believe his good fortune here early between the hedges. That's Chris Doring so excited as he catches touchdown number 3.
And Bart Edmiston hits extra point number 4. And the Gators are having one heck of a good time in the Bulldogs' backyard in Athens, Georgia. It is 28-0.
Oh, Georgia's worst nightmare is coming true on Halloween weekend. I think, oh my goodness, they didn't want this to happen, but the Gators are just playing at a different level.
Well, if you can't laugh about it, I guess you're either going to laugh or cry if you're a Bulldog, and right now they're doing their best to keep a stiff upper lip. You know, Jim, as you look at Chris Doring, I heard that the Gators, well, I'll tell the story when we come back. We're going to take a break right now. We'll be back with the Gators up 28-0. There you see World Series ticket holding fans exiting Sanford Stadium. World Series game number 6 in Atlanta tonight, about 60 miles down the road. And a lot of those folks might be holding that series ticket. It is 28-0 in the second quarter. What I started to say a moment ago, Jim, is I was told that about 5,000 Florida alums in Atlanta bought season tickets for the University of Georgia football season this year just so they could come to this game.
I'll be darned. Isn't that something? I had heard that the Atlanta, Georgia Gator Club was one of the biggest out-of-state clubs that the Gators have, and that they had taken over a section of some of the social watering holes over this weekend in the Atlanta area to prime themselves for this big ball game. And boy, are they excited about what they're seeing out here with the Gators just exploding to a 28-0 lead.
It has to be a bad feeling to go to all that trouble to paint your face up and then be sitting there and look at the scoreboard. Your team's down by 4 touchdowns so early in the game. This will be Kirby Smart. Smart breaking free out to the 30. Nice return by the freshman from Bainbridge, Georgia. And the frustrating thing for Georgia, as we mentioned earlier, they have really had trouble offensively since early in the season. And to find themselves down 28-0 against a Florida team which is capable of scoring on virtually every offensive snap, has to have Ray Goff's stomach churning right about now. Hines Ward, in the face of pressure, connects with Juan Daniels, and the junior from Norcross, Georgia, makes the reception. Anthony Lott on the tackle. Daniels, a real solid receiver, 31 receptions this year.
You talk about Georgia playing with their third starting quarterback. There you see Mike Bobo on crutches right there, who started the season for Georgia. They're on their 7th tailback, but they've not had any injuries between the tackles and the tight end. None of the big guys up front have been hurt, so they had hoped that they could continue to move the ball anyway throughout the season, even with some injuries to some of the skilled positions, as they call it. But Georgia just not able to get it done in 95 so far.
That was almost a highlight reel interception by Fred Weary, but the pass is ruled incomplete.
Juan Daniels.
Weary thinks he's got it. He thinks he got the reception, the interception.
Juan Daniels streaking on the post route. Hines Ward lays it out beautifully, but Fred Weary breaking on the ball, reaches out, makes the grab. Oh no, you got to have possession of it, even though the ground,
again, Jim.
The ground cannot make you fumble. He says, I have it. He does. Hey, that's a one-handed snatch.
He's got it cradled under that elbow. That might have been an interception by Fred Weary, and what an interception it would have been. Curtsy on the carry, and he is somersaulted by Tico Brown. Well, maybe we got a glimpse as to why Tico Brown beat out Mike Harris for the starting safety spot.
Exactly so. We heard that Tico Brown had been having excellent practices, and in the off week the Gators had last week, Tico Brown made a lot of plays just like that. And the coaches in their discussion said, we got to get that young fella on the field, and he's taking advantage of his shot out there this afternoon. There you see Tico Brown.
And apparently he's got good hands too, and has been picking off a lot of passes in the practices in the secondary. Good protection for Ward. And a first down for the Bulldogs. McCraney with the ball at the 35-yard line of Florida.
We talked about the return of the big guys up front for the Georgia Bulldogs, and they're really doing an excellent job against the front four for Florida. Florida really getting KO'd right there at the line of scrimmage. We saw a pancake block on one of the Gator defenders up front. Georgia doing a beautiful job giving Hines Ward a bit of a chance right there, and as he gets downfield, he delivers the ball.
Craney a little banged up as he came off the field. I think that's an incompletion. Oh, they're going to give it to him. Corey Allen did not have the football, but he's been given a catch as he stepped out of bounds at the 22-yard line.
You must have solid possession of the ball.
I don't think he did.
Before you hit the ground or before you run out of bounds. Hines Ward again, James Bates in his face. No catch. No catch. Yeah, I agree. It looked like he was bobbling. For the first time this afternoon, Georgia threatening inside the Gator 25-yard line.
Last time they got this close, the Gators blitzed and they came again. Rutledge up the middle made an initial hit, and then Tico Brown finished him off. But a good effort by Kirksey, freshman from Jacksonville out of University Christian High School.
Like Johnny Rutledge had the chance to make the tackle for a loss there, but wasn't able to finish off the tackle. You see the outstanding young freshman out of Belgrade Central High School, Johnny Rutledge.
Hines Ward will work from the shotgun. Church coming from the outside. Bryce Hunter with the catch. That is his first reception of the day. The all-time leading receiver. And a penalty flag is thrown. Church got a little rough with Hines Ward, I think. And I believe we're going to have a roughing the passer penalty.
Now, Bryce Hunter broke all of Lindsey Scott's record. Of course, we remember.
Foul on the defense. Half the distance.
Remember that guy named Lindsey Scott? Well, Bryce Hunter right now the career leader in touchdowns, receptions, yardage. Little inside screen, nicely done right there. And I don't know, did you see any?
No, as soon as Church got to the quarterback on that replay, the camera panned away. I didn't see any contact. Georgia is inside the 10 for the first time today, trailing 28-0. All out blitz, and Kirksey gets a couple of tough yards. Tico Brown again there to make the stop. Very active freshman.
Well, he has to make this hit. As you see Bates blitzing, the other inside linebacker is blitzing. Fullback picks up Bates. There's a missed tackle by Rutledge, and Tico Brown has to be the guy to make the hit, or it's a Georgia touchdown. Tico Brown, you see James Bates right there. He was shooting the gap at his inside linebacker position.
Trying to hit the tight end Larry Brown, and Brown was on the ground.
It was a delay. They call it a tight end wait, where you get your tight end to block and wait, and you hope the secondary forgets about him because he's blocking down, but he gets off late. Actually gets tripped up too by one of the Gator defenders. I think it was Mark Campbell. Inadvertently kind of ran into the passing lane right there and spoiled the play too.
Now third down. At the 6. Daniels dropped the ball. A sure 6 points for Georgia, and Juan Daniels couldn't grab the football.
Juan Daniels with 4 touchdown receptions prior to this afternoon's ball game has another one almost in his hands. Hines Ward just can't get a break here. Georgia just giving away points. Gives up 4 right there as they're forced to go for the 3, it would seem.
Well, the crowd wanted them to go for the touchdown. The kick is up and in by Parkman. But you don't match Florida with field goals, and I think that's what the message is from the capacity crowd, the Bulldog fans at Sanford Stadium. It is 28-3. Florida with the 25-point lead. We are midway through the second quarter from Sanford Stadium. The Dogs struggling in Athens. Gators up by 25. And with a wind-aided kick, the Gators will bring the ball out from their 20-yard line. Nice drive by Georgia, but it stalled out inside the 10-yard line. And the Dogs end up with a 23-yard field goal from Parkman. Let's check down on the field with Steve Babbitt.
Last defensive series, Anthony Lott came out. You didn't see him out there at the corner position. You saw Fred Weary and Shea Showers along with Demetric Jackson at safety and Tico Brown. Anthony Lott twisted his left knee. They're working on him on the sideline. I think he's okay to go back in, but Anthony Lott not in their last defensive series.
All right, Steve, Georgia's defense has not stopped Florida since the Gators' first possession. There's a rarity, a pass to the tight end. Sean Nunn, his third catch of the year. That's 6 receptions this year by the tight ends, Nunn, Allen, and Ross.
Well, there's so many talented guys that play wideout in the fun and gun that tight ends don't get their reps that often. I was talking to Coach Lawson Holland last night, who coaches the tight ends, and he said, but you know, our kids are averaging 40 snaps a game and actually 60 snaps a game. They're on the field a lot. They're just not getting the ball thrown to them.
Off to Williams, and Eli Williams gets very close to another Florida first down. Jermaine Smith, junior nose guard from Augusta, Georgia, made the tackle.
Eli started the game at tailback. We've seen the Gators rotate the tailbacks on different drives. Now it's his chance again. Oh, a little bit of a face mask right there, but they didn't throw the flag. But Big Jeff Mitchell at center doing an outstanding job. That the young man moved from guard to center and playing at certainly all conference level.
Gators working on their rushing stats midway through the second period. And offensive line blowing some holes up the middle. Big Jeff Mitchell, 6'5", 284 out of Clearwater.
He and Donnie Young have been roommates. You see Young plays beside him on the right side. They've been roommates since coming to Florida as freshmen. They enjoy getting a chance to double up on some folks from time to time, and just a tremendously talented front line for Florida on offense. Oh, slip.
Eli Williams slipping across the 50 to the 49-yard line. Travis McGriff was in on that play at a wide receiver spot. Travis has been bounced around from offense to defense this year, back on the offensive side of the ball. And a penalty flag goes down. Gators had a lot of players coming in and off, and I'm sure this has something to do with an illegal substitution.
Yeah, McGriff came in and out, and that's the call. We've seen that handicap the Gators a bit this year with they have so many wide receivers, and sometimes they'll change their mind before the play is actually even delivered to the huddle, and guys will come back to the sideline. You can't just go out and give a message and come back. You got to play, and coach discouraged that they're giving away yardage.
Foul. Substitution violation on the offense. Player was in a huddle, 3 seconds.
Substitution violation. 5-yard penalty. 2nd and 15. Big hit by Alanda Sims on Jaquez Green. There was a penalty flag thrown back in the Gator backfield. The Gators have been fairly heavily penalized today. I don't think Georgia. Have the Bulldogs been penalized today yet? Georgia has no penalty.
Yeah, I didn't recall.
Repeat 2nd down.
Well, this is a quick trigger. The umpire, the guy the offensive linemen's love to hate, he's quick with the trigger right here. He's pulled the flag out and thrown it before it's hardly snapped. Florida very sloppy right now on offense after exploding to 28 points. This drive really atypical.
Now there's a category the Bulldogs have totally dominated today. Eli Williams trying to make up that penalty yard, and he did. He brought the ball out to the 50-yard line, about a 15-yard carry. Alandis Sims on the stop.
We talked about the Gators this year being ahead of the Georgia Bulldogs in terms of rushing yardage per game, even though with the great passing attack they have. Whoa, that was a bit of a late hit possibly, but Eli exploding right there and giving the Gators a reasonable chance to pick up this third and about 11, it looks like, David.
Down goes Warfel at the 42-yard line. Big rush. Jermaine Smith, Philip Daniels, 98-89. And the Gators finally have been stopped.
Jeff Mitchell right there, just overpowered by Jermaine Smith. They had the center, the guard, and the tackle head up, man for man. Jeff Mitchell had no help at all, and big Jermaine Smith quickly got on his right shoulder and was able to use the leverage to penetrate back and sack Warfel.
Robbie Stevenson back to punt the ball. Corey Johnson, the deep man, and Stevenson slapped this one off the side of his foot, but it's going to be what you call in golf a good miss. 46 yards with no return, and the ball tripped out of bounds at about the 13-yard line.
Robbie Stevenson just continues to struggle. He's averaging whoa, he almost mishandled that ball too. Much like the golfer who takes a peek at his shot before he actually makes contact. It looked like he might have been doing that. The Gators last in the Southeastern Conference in net punting yards. And if there is any weakness at all with this Florida ball club, the punting game might be it.
But as Steve Spurrier says, we don't punt much anyhow, so he's not too concerned with it, I don't think. We do have a timeout with 3:56 to go in the second quarter. The Gators up 28-3. We'll be back. The football has been brought out to the 27-yard line because the officials ruled that Tony George touched that ball.
Boy, that was a grazing blow, if any.
Hines Ward on a rollout. He is a great scrambler, and end over end he goes, tripped up at the 50 by Tico Brown.
Well, that's the kind of effort that a leader will give his team, even though they're trailing 28-3. Hines Ward gets the Georgia fans on their feet and gets his teammates excited because he's able to get outside of the containment of the Gator defense right there. That was Cameron Davis, got caught inside. And look at that effort as he tries to hurdle for even just another yard.
Ward out of the shotgun. And he hits Simpson. Marseille Simpson for about 8 more yards inside the Florida 40 at the 39. Shea Showers made the stop.
Hines Ward looked like he hurt his hand on this play. Let's see if Hines is going to fake right. Then he wants this little screen off to the left. Nice dump out there into the flat, and then the Gator defense converges to the play. Nicely done by Georgia on the screen.
Pass incomplete. Good pressure by the strong safety Lawrence Wright on the quarterback. And Showers had good coverage on Bryce Hunter, who suffered a hamstring injury last week in the game against Kentucky, the all-time leading receiver for the Bulldogs, and has not seemed quite the same this week against the Gators.
Lawrence Wright getting into a jawing match with some of the Georgia Bulldog players there. Wright plays with a lot of emotion. The front four really not getting to Ward, but the occasional blitzing action by the Gator defense does put pressure on him.
Down goes Ward, back at the 45. Wright got to him again.
That's where the pressure comes. They just run a little bit of a game on the bottom of your screen. To the right of your screen, a low snap for Ward, but on the inside, untouched, comes Lawrence Wright. He just kind of hesitated for a moment, and the Georgia fans believe that with the Dogs in Gator territory, they should try and pick up the first down, but Coach Goff decides to punt the ball away.
Lawrence Wright, junior from Miami. Dax Langley back to punt the ball. And it is going to be downed inside the 5. Anthony trying to give him the decoy up around the 10 on the fake fair catch. Or the fake catch, I should say, but he knew the ball was behind him. And a 42-yard punt, beautifully done by Langley.
Well, Coach Goff obviously believing that if he failed to pick up the first down, he didn't want to give Florida the chance to score again quickly with 1:53 before halftime and add to their 28-3 lead. So he decides to punt the ball away, and it really works for the Dogs as they pin the Gators inside the Florida 5.
Gator fans joyful. 28-3, the Florida Gators on top between the hedges in Athens, Georgia. Shadows falling late afternoon. Play clock down to the nub, and the Gators just did beat the clock. Fred Taylor could not beat the Bulldog defense, however, as Brandon Tolbert made the stop after Taylor got a couple of yards.
Tolbert doing a nice job for the Dogs this afternoon. It looks like Fred Taylor is not getting up after that hit. Let's see if we can see what happens as Tolbert, number 28, is going to slide back and make the hit. Oh, does he get a knee underneath? Oh, I don't know. He's still not up, though.
Didn't see anything with the ankle or leg. Fred Taylor on the ground down there at about the 5-yard line. Terry Jackson injured against Auburn. Georgia band and majorettes getting ready to perform at the Hamp here at Sanford Stadium. A beautiful afternoon.
Look at that sky in the background, and the colors are changing in the leaves up here too. It's a bit of color that we certainly don't see in Florida. There you see Tico Brown, number 22, looking on. Excuse me, that was Terry Jackson looking on. Tico Brown.
They are looking at his leg, Jim.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So he wears those Spider-Man tights. Those help those thoroughbred type athletes not pull their muscles. It keeps those muscles warm, those tights do.
Look like a helmet, Jim, on the back of the right knee. A helmet on the back of the knee. Yeah, left leg right there. That might be it.
Hyperextension. That's what that is. It looks like it's going to pop it back. Oh, yeah. You see it kind of pop back a little bit there. Actually, that's something that can heal rather quickly, a hyperextension versus, ligament damage. And because he was not putting any weight on the leg, I would think that would just be something that he can shake off. Maybe not today, but certainly soon.
All right, play resumes, 2nd and 8. Late in the quarter. Second quarter from Athens, Georgia. Florida backed up deep in their own territory. Jackson. The draw. Jackson out to the 21-yard line. Tolbert made the stop.
Oh, he was within an eyelash of breaking that one for even bigger yardage. I thought he might explode. You see him shaking his hand kind of a bit discouraged there because he thought he could maybe break it at the end. Big Reggie Green with a nice block. Mobley with a block. Or was that Jerome Evans with a block? It was Jerome Evans. with the block. And right here, oh, he thought he was going to just break through that hole until the pursuit caught him from the blind side.
They fake the draw and throw over the middle. Doring's got another reception at the 36th, and that'll stop the clock for a moment. Remember, the Gators have no timeouts left. They used them all in the first quarter.
1 minute. 1 minute remains in the second quarter. That's a lot of time for this offense, certainly to get down and perhaps try for the for a field goal, but they're up beyond the 35 right now.
That was the only catch today for Doring that did not go for a touchdown so far. Oh, flag goes down. Jacques Green. Oh boy, if he gets his feet under it, he is gone. He is a sprinter. But there's a flag down again back in the Gator offensive backfield. Well, I tell you, this is about the only thing that Georgia has been able to use to stop Florida.
Spurrier throws his clipboard in disgust. He thinks the officials are
well, they found 3 holding plays back there.
Yeah, he says, hey, well.
Referee Bill Goss from Atlanta, Georgia, with the call.
Repeat first down.
Probably center Jeff Mitchell. That brings the ball back to the 19-yard line. And only 21 seconds left in the quarter. Another penalty flag is down. Nothing working there.
Dogs coming with a 5-man rush now rather than 3. They're rushing 5 big guys, and I think they're finding some successes. Certainly the officials are throwing flags as that Gator front is trying to deny those 5 guys from getting to Warfel.
Illegal formation on the offense. 6
Another
players
penalty against the Gators.
First down.
And marching back even farther.